Greetings. I want to just go over the website and the new textbook to go over some information about how to support your child here at DaVinci Arts Life Science class. So this is my website, davincilifescience.wikispaces.com. So the first thing you'll see when you scroll down, you'll see my email address. Please feel free to email me anytime if you have a question, concern. If it's a concern, if the student, if your child has a question, have them email, please. I'd love to instill a sense of ownership that this is the kids' learnings and not the parents. So, but they can email me, and I try to get back within 12 hours if possible, usually within that working day, or the maximum will be 24 hours. And if I don't respond to you, I might be real busy, or I might be looking into whatever you asked of me. But on the weekends, I'm not always around my internet connection, so I usually try to at least access it once, usually on Sunday late afternoon. All right, so we'll scroll down here, and you'll see the unit of genetics. This actually will send you to another site of interesting things. I have topics on genetics, but let's go to here. This is the main thing. So this is the textbook, and on the inside of their journal, they have their password and their username. It's also on the bottom here, but this is going to disappear really soon. So you click on this is the link, and it links you out to LabAIDs, which is the provider for the CPUP curriculum that we're using this year. So you'll see that we have, there's actually 9 different things, but the main ones here are the 1 through 7. Those are the ones that we'll cover, and we are currently covering genetics. So I know it starts in the middle of the book. It's kind of confusing, but that's where we're starting. So genetics will be the first one. And you'll be prompted to sign in as a username. So your username is science. And the password is inspires. Now, probably strongly recommend hitting remember login if this is a computer you use a lot. That way you don't have to log in every time. Oh, kick me out. Science, and I think inspires, I spelled inspires wrong or incorrectly. There we go. So now we're in the genetics section here, and you'll see that this is the entry. So this is like the little interest form here. I want to show you some of the tools here. So here's the zoom tool where you can zoom in, and then you can zoom out with the minus. This is really a helpful tool. So this is the contents tool. So students can actually skip around to things because really when I talk, you'll see on my calendar in a few minutes, and when I talk to kids, we're really talking in the vocabulary or the language of activity 58 or activity 62. So you can just skip to the activity, and so let's say you had activity 61 and you had some questions that they needed to work on. Then you can actually scroll on here. So there's this is the right, so it's like turning a page, and you can scroll through all the way to the questions here, which would be here. Okay. Well, let me talk about the other things here. So there's some other options that you can actually click here. You can actually download it as a PDF. Here, this is the extracted text. So if you're kind of curious to see what we're talking about, here's some of just the text without looking at all the graphics. This is actually to save it as a PDF or upload it as a PDF. Over here is just a help button here. They're going to be working on a reader that this will read for them. Okay, and then if you want to this is printing, so you can print it there. Okay, and this if you want to share that particular topic with someone else. All right, so we'll go through here, and I'll talk about the general structure of this textbook. So this textbook is divided into activities, as you saw, and so this would be the unit for genetics. There are activities, and in each activity, so I'll start on the first one. This is one that we studied last week in class. There's always an introduction paragraph. This introduction paragraph introduces the main content and content area that we're going to be studying for this activity. And then there's a challenge, which is essentially the big question that we're going to ask for this particular activity. So this one is asking about the variation among students for traits in the class. Okay. Now the challenge should be written in the journal. You should be able to find that in their journal entry. All right. So next thing is the materials list. Then the procedure. Now the procedure actually is what we did in class. If a student has been sick or something, you might try to have them still read through the procedure. They might be able to actually perform this at home, but if they can't, at least they have read through the procedure so they know what they missed the day before. And so there's the procedure. And then at the end, after the procedure, is the analysis questions. And you'll see that the analysis questions have some different kinds of things here. You can see a lot of little, these are actually heads with people. So those are actually like looking bird's eye view of people. And so they actually have different ways of looking at it. So these aren't all questions that necessarily might be in a journal, answered in the journal. A few of them would be. So there was a homework assignment, to give you an example, and I'll show you in a few minutes. It said activity 54, questions 1 and 5. So they would answer this one, and then they were going to answer the 5, the reflection here. These three were answered in class. So when you have a bunch of people in here, this just means a group discussion. Okay. Sometimes there's extensions for students. This one I didn't have the materials to actually have all the parents get subjected to this fun. Okay. So these are the different activities you can go through. Now we're going to go back to the web page, and you're going to quickly look at the calendar. So here's the calendar. So here's the activity. Here's the homework. So if you've not used Google Calendars before, you have to click on it, and then you have to click on more details. And more details will actually give them more information. And you see there's attachments here. It also tells you which questions with it. So you'll see activity 54, question 1 and 5. So that was the homework. They're going to do that in their journal. So there it says in their journal. And so this is the cool thing, is this is the attachments that were used for that particular assignment. Now they needed this data, so even if it was, they could download the worksheets. If they didn't have the data for it, that would be a problem. And sometimes I will try to upload the data, but because this was so variable between classes, I wasn't going to upload the particular data. So I will try to post each page. So if there's a worksheet they had in class, I will post it outside of class as well. So you'll see that here. And of course, there's not as much stuff right now. But if we go back, let's go back to, so this would be last year. You can see that that's how it's posted. It's always by activities here. There's information on genetic stuff. I usually try to be at least a week to a week and a half ahead. But of course, right now I'm trying to figure out exactly how fast we can work as a class. You'll also notice that there's links. So if this one says Life's Greatest Miracle video, so it says link included. If you go to more details, there's the link right there. So you could actually click on that and watch the video. I think that's pretty much it. Underneath is just information, and there will be the syllabus. It will say 2012-2013 class syllabus can be downloaded here for you to view and preview. So, and then the student safety sheet, which they will be bringing home to you, and if they don't, you can actually download it off there. All right, thank you very much. Other couple of other things is these are just the different areas. So like if we click on evolution, there are videos talked about in class. So you may want to look at that and say, hey, did you look at anything like in here? So this some of the ideas like there's a Simpsons thing on evolution, why mammoth clones. So I usually put some stuff in here, and there's also some interesting video games that they can play outside of class. Down here this will be the student work area. So students will be posting their own work up here, and this is from last year. These are some of the presentations, and these will be cleared out soon. But I want you to see that they will be posting their actual work online sometimes. There's a project on this is on heart disease project. All right. The last thing is the student online tools. These are tools. These are I don't know, 1,000 links to different tools. A lot of them are free that students can use. This one was for the disease PSA. So there's all kinds of tools they could use, not just for my class, but for other classes too. All right, so that hopefully gives you information on all the different resources here on this website. And just watch for more to come. Thank you.